So another Black Friday sale caught me. The QSP Penguin, which is what this is, it's never really a knife that's really caught my attention. It's not really my style of knife. It's a modern folding knife, a liner lock, which I don't necessarily prefer because a lot of the times when you hold them tightly in your hand, your finger will go in between the liner and the scale for the liner lock, and it'll actually cause a little bit of lock rock. You know, if your fingers are fatter like mine, your finger will go in here, and it'll just disengage it just a little bit, and it'll cause some lock rock. This knife doesn't appear to have that problem at all, so that's cool. But anyway, I paid like $25 for this knife because it was on sale at traditionalpocketknives.com or C. Rissner Cutlery. He had it on sale for Black Friday and Cyber Monday and all that for like $25. Now, for $25, you get this micarta. It wasn't this color when I got it, it was like a lighter color. I think it's supposed to be like denim micarta, I believe is what it was called. You can kind of get a glimpse here under the pocket clip of, let me see if I can. Yeah, so it used to be like that color, that lighter blue-ish like denim color. But I got some chicken grease on this when I made dinner tonight, so I just rubbed some mineral oil in it to have it all be the same color pretty much. Now the cool thing about micarta is it will like change and everything as it absorbs your oils from your hands and oil from other things and all that. It's basically just fabric with a bunch of resin in it, so that's cool. Um, so you get micarta, which is always cool. I like micarta. And then you get a D2 blade. And this one's black coated. I think they had a regular satin one. Let me see if I can wipe this blade off here. It's not really much better, but yeah, I got mineral oil all over the blade. Um, but the blade's D2, which is one of my it's my favorite budget steel when it comes to modern folders. Anyway, obviously with traditional pocket knives, I really do like 1095. That's just my preferred steel, and it's my favorite steel. But D2, I like D2 on modern folding knives because it's a steel that holds an edge for a while, and it's not that expensive apparently compared to like M390 and the higher end steels. But it does hold a decent edge for a decent amount of time. It's not like 8 CR13 MOV where you're like bottom of the barrel budget steel. This is like a mid-grade budget steel, I guess is what I would refer to D2 as. Um, so I like D2. I like micarta. I like the black coated blade. The blade shape's not exactly my favorite blade shape. This is a sheep's foot, um, which is fine. And I have a couple different like traditional knives with sheep's foot blades. I just don't really like. The one thing that I've always not liked about sheep's foot blades and Warncliffe blades is it's harder to if you want to cut a sandwich in half or something, you need to do it with your tip touching the plate and cut instead of just using the belly of the blade to slice what you're trying to cut, which for me is normally sandwiches because I like sandwiches. um, but that's besides the point. But yeah, I carried this today, and it's definitely a nice little knife for opening boxes and stuff because of the shape of the blade. And I do kind of like it. Now that being said, it's not my favorite folding, modern folder or anything, but it is definitely a decent little knife, especially for what I paid for it. Now I'm not exactly sure what these go for normally. I assume they go for more than $25 because this is a lot of knife for $25. It is a liner lock, as I discussed previously. It doesn't have that problem that I always complain about with liner locks, where your finger will actually go in between the lock and the liner and cause it to have lock rock. It doesn't have that problem pretty much no matter how hard I squeeze. So I like that. It does have a deep carry pocket clip. I could take that or leave it. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of deep carry pocket clips, but they're nice to have, I suppose. Sometimes it makes it harder to get the knife out of your pocket. I haven't had that experience with this knife in the one day of carrying it. And I do pretty much like it for what I paid for it anyway. I don't think I would pay, I think like 35 to $40. That's a pretty reasonable price for one of these. I don't think I would pay 50, but it is a nice little knife, and I do like it. I just don't like it as much as some more like premium modern pocket knives, obviously. But for the price that this is a nice little knife, and it feels good in hand. It works well for opening boxes and stuff, which is what I think probably 90% of us use our knives for the most. Um, but it does not cut sandwiches as well as a good old fashioned drop point or clip blade or spear point or something like that. Um, but decent little knife. Happy I picked one up for $25 just to experience it. I don't really have a whole lot of experience with QSP except for I think they made C. Rissner's Ohio River Jack knife, which I love. But that's a more high end, like titanium frame type thing. And QSP does make some higher end knives, but when QSP first came on the market, they had like the QSP Parrot, which was like a $20 knife that everybody was freaking out about. And then they released this Penguin, and I don't think it was originally indie too, but I could be wrong. But they were like originally more of like a budget knife brand, and they've started expanding on to making more higher end stuff. Um, but yeah, this is a nice little knife. Certainly a little decent folder for what I paid for it anyway. I don't know what they go for normally, but I do love micarta and D2 steel. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling about this knife. And that's going to be it for this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you have a good day.